Hello, I am Cedric. I am a software developer for 25 years now. I study mainly mathematics applied to computer science, and I mainly work for Swiss bank mainly. So I'm creating a lot of very complex software, but I decided 10 years ago to create some games because it's more fun to develop games. So why I wanted to create these games? It's just because 7 years ago my daughter was born in Zug, a small canton in Swiss, where you have to speak Swiss German or German, and I don't speak German at all. So I decided to create or adapt a famous game to learn German. But how to create a game to learn German? It was a big problem for me. So first I wanted to try some existing app, so Duolingo, Babel and Drop, but it was too boring for me, and after just some days I just wanted to stop it. So I decided to find a better way. For me the most important was to create first a game, because all previous app was an app, was not a game. So for me a game must be addictive, easy to play, and you must learn something, at least German or something else. So my idea was to find the best game or downloaded game, and one famous game was Subway Surfer. It's a game downloaded by 4 billion people, so I mean it's for every ages. So I adapted the game, so it's an endless running game, so you have a player, you have to run inside a different world, you have to collect coins, and you have also to avoid some obstacles. So here you cannot see how I can teach or I can learn German with this, just with this screen. You will see in the next screen my idea. So for example here I wanted also to learn English, for example. The idea is that you have your character, you have to run, and sometimes you have a question. To be able to collect more coins, you have to reply correctly to the question, and you have also, you can hear the sound of the question to do not disturb you a lot. So you have quel est ton nom, then what is your name for the first time, and after I replace one word randomly in the sentence, and I put 3 different choices on the screen, and you have to click on the correct choice. If you don't reply correctly, you have one more question with one more possibility of answer, and until you don't reply correctly, you have no coins and you have no obstacle. So just if you want to stay attracted by the game, you have to reply correctly to all sentences. For example, in this case, because my daughter now she's 7 years old, she started to learn mathematics, multiplication, addition, and a lot of things like this, and she loves to play the game just to revise or to learn some multiplication. And the same here, you can hear the sentence in both French, English or German using a text-to-speech system, and you have to reply to the sentences. Everybody can ask, are you sure we can learn something? So yes, because I can see I improve my German a little bit. Also my daughter improved for me his skill in terms of mathematics, and I found this good example from Karin Tripp. It's a mother of 4 children, and they was able to learn the periodic table by playing a battleship game. For me it was, I am mathematician, more or less, and I don't know the periodic table. And on the paper, the child was able to play this game and was able to know all values more or less at only age of 8 years old, something like this. So for me, it was miraculous. So yes, you can learn a lot just by playing something if you are interested by something. Now, my next step for this one, it's I would like to have the possibility for everybody from a website to have the content. So if you want to learn biology, chemistry, everything. Also, I would like to have the dashboard. For parents, it's very important to know if your child play to the game and how is it in terms of skill, in progress or not progress. And I would like also to create more words and more character to make the game more addictive, like in Subway Surfer. You have a lot of character actually in my games, but it's not enough for me, because I can see my daughter stopping to play after, I don't know, maximum 20-25 minutes. She stopped to play because she cannot earn more coins, more or less. So yeah, for me it's the hand. If you have any question, I will be happy to reply.
Thank you for the presentation. I will propose this for my children to know mathematics and chemistry. Great. Any questions from the public? Yes. Thank you very much, Stefano. Always helping.
That sounds really good. Is it available to everyone? Where is it available? And do you know anything about the user statistics? Do you get any feedbacks from people?
Yeah, yes, I got some feedback. Actually, I published only the game on Android, but I removed it maybe 6 months ago, something like this, just to have already some statistics. And I also asked to some teacher in a school where is my daughter to play the game with some student. It's some young student, I mean, and they play the game. I have some return. It's why I decided to remove it, because before the game was more, I don't know if you know Flappy Bird games. So you have a bird, you have to go down and up only. And my first prototype was like this, and it was too much complex for young people, because you need a lot of accuracy, more or less, with your finger. So I decided to change completely the gameplay and to create more this left and right only game, because it's really much simple. And for my wife the same. She's not a player at all. She hates everything like mobile and game, and it's the same. She prefers to play this kind of game instead of Flappy Bird style. So it's why I removed my game. But I think to publish again the game with the dashboard, with the website, with everything, so everybody will be able to play the game.
Thank you, Cedric. Other questions? Maybe I have one. Why the choice of endless game? Is that, do you have any objective, pedagogical objective behind endless, or just like this?
I tried several gameplay of game and to try to adapt the possibility to teach something, and it was always a nightmare to fit more or less the sentence inside the environment, and I found the headless style game was the best choice. And like I said, the Flappy Bird was too difficult, so for me it fits correctly, perfectly, the kind of learning process. And I am a player, so we have a lot of kind of game, but this one I think fits perfectly the teaching process. And
Thank you very much, Cedric. Applause again. Huh? Sorry, I have